Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man, at your jazzy, loungy, upbeat service. Today, sporting the modern Mackenzie with its grouse foot kilt pin, yeah. Mainly because I've got no grouse whiskey in the house, so I'll make do with a grouse foot. I'll be sucking on that later. Folks, how are you all? Hope you're very, very well. The weather? Well, I'm not sure what the weather's doing whereabouts you are, but today the sun never came up. It was black, it was cold, it was windy, and the rain was coming down at that angle in drops like that big that were turning to sleet as they landed. It's been hellish, hellish, I tell you. Anyway, and a tough day at work, but we won't go into that because no, we've got some more unboxings to do. Yes, that guy, you know him, you love him, Steve 007 Smith, must be bankrupt by now because out of the blue, yet another canvas box art has appeared. I don't know what's going on. I mean, they're arriving here quicker than he's actually designing them. It's unbelievable. I mean, the company that are doing these things, he sends the design to them and then they cobble it together, package it up, send it off. And he must just be going, Kilt-Mansion, yeah. Kilt-Mansion, yeah. Kilt-Mansion, nah. This one's for Buckingham Palace. What? Nah, just kidding. Kilt-Mansion. Just ferried to and from Kilt-Mansion with all this glorious artwork. Now, you know the game that we play. This little detective game. Can Kilt-Man work out what the artwork is from without even opening the box? Can he work it out? As usual, because I'm not completely psychic, Steve has to give me a few clues. And of late, I've been really good. I've nailed them every time. And I know, it's becoming a bit of a challenge for him now, a bit of a crusade. Even to the degree where Mrs. Kilt-Man said to me on the last one, oh, look, can't you pretend you don't know what it is? Just let him have this, just say you haven't got a clue. And I said, no, I can't do that. No, it's my professional integrity is at stake here. I must try. And I can't deny, I can't lie. If I know what it is, I must squeal. And this time, Steve, you wondrous bastard you. I don't know what it is. I'm going to read you the clues out. He sent me a few clues. Okay, right. Now, I mean, I don't know how you're meant to get this one, but, right. First of all, he said there's not much artwork for it in existence. So what he's done, he's took two pieces of fan art and he's put them together with his own usual embellishments and colour schemes and design work, just to embellish it even more. We're not in horror anymore, we're in the cult action genre. Cult action! Come on now, that covers everything. It's not just the label. Like I said, this one's got an uber cool hero saving the world. Okay, that doesn't really narrow it down too much now, does it? There's an evil villain, and there's lovely ladies. Straight away we're thinking Bond, and Steve 007 Smith is a massive, massive Bond fan, as am I. It's not Bond, trust me on this, it's not Bond. It's got an adrenaline pumping score. Could still be Bond, but people wouldn't appreciate it today really. I mean, you could show it to an audience now and they go, you wouldn't be that wowed by it. And yet, uber cool hero saving the world. And here's the thing that really has kind of thrown up any spanner in the works. Like, there's non-existent merchandise for it, or virtually non-existent merchandise. Now, pretty much everything I love and revere. There's always t-shirts, posters, figures, soundtracks, all sorts. And he actually does say that merch is non-existent, pretty much. And likewise, the Blu-ray and the soundtrack. So that doesn't mean that they're not out there, but they're just obviously not in the usual territories. And of course, it has entered my mind that he could be lying about some of these. Steve, I know how desperate you are to put one over on the Kilt-Man. But I'll be honest, I think you've done it this time. And I'm not just saying that. I've gone through a few permutations of ideas. I mean, I was thinking, saving the world. I mean, Superman, Flash Gordon. We discussed Flash Gordon a lot. I've done a lot of videos on that lately. But there's tons of merchandise, so it can't be that. Got lovely ladies too. Adrenaline pumping soundtrack, but it's widely available. All the Bond is out of the question because there's stuff for all the Bond movies, and the soundtracks all exist. Saving the world. Uber cool action hero. Uber cool. Steve McQueen. Did he ever save the world? Don't think so. Don't think so, no. Paul Newman? No, definitely not. Unless you count Towering Inferno, when they're both in that. Can you hear the rain now? That would be great. If there was a Towering Inferno, that rain would put it out in seconds flat. Charles Bronson, uber cool. Jean-Claude Van Damme, uber cool. Arnie. No, but there's merch for all that stuff. Maybe it's a cartoon character. Saving the world and ladies. Obviously, Michael Caine, uber cool. So I'm playing the Icarus File right now, John Barry's score for that. And I was thinking, what other films where he's saved the world? $1 Billion Brain, perhaps? Well, he doesn't save the world so much, does he? I think he saved communism, I think, in that one. I was looking around for whiskey then. Yes, you're right, and there isn't any. Who else is there? Who else has saved the world? It's not Snake Plissken. Snake Plissken, he sent the world into oblivion. He consigned it to nuclear war and escaped from New York, and he busted it back to the Stone Age and escaped from LA. Plus, lots of ladies, he never gets them. They always get killed. So it's not Snake. It's not Kurt Russell. Uber cool action hero. See, there's no time period, but you get the impression, because he says that people now wouldn't really appreciate it, they just go, they wouldn't be arsed, when back in its day it was wowing. Heroes, well, maybe not saving the world, maybe saving the known world. Jason and the Argonauts. Perseus. Clash of the Titans. Sinbad. Champignon. No, I said Sinbad.
You're working for us.
I don't know. I've got to pick something out. By the way, here's the box. Here is the box.
I'm working for Velvet. You're working for us.
And we know that flap, open it that way, and lift it up, and it should be, well, it will be facing you.
Courtney,
I don't know what the hell it is. And I know you're all just going like, oh, just open it, Kilt-Man, for God's sake. Look at all this slapdash, dilly-dallying around. Just open the damn box and show us all. But I've got to have some idea. I'm looking around for inspiration. And because I've been at work all day, I haven't really had time to think about all the possible clues. It's not Mad Max. It can't be Mad Max. It's not Martin Riggs. It's not God Almighty. Eddie Murphy. Did he ever save the world? Did Eddie Murphy save the world? Golden Child. What did he do in that? Can't remember. Sean Connery. Outland, perhaps. Outland posted up there. Well, he doesn't save the world, but he saves one of Jupiter's moons. But there isn't much merchandise, but the soundtrack's widely available. And so is the bloody film, so... Right, okay. Oh god, they are making these tougher to get into. I've got to pick someone, haven't I? I've got to. Now, Steve, you did show me a picture a short while ago of some artwork which you were getting done, and it was Conan the Barbarian. There's lots of merch for Conan now. And does he save the world? Ladies, though. Sword and the Sorcerer, perhaps, if you're going to go down the fantasy route. Talon, Lee Horsley, and you know it's one of my favourite movies. And but there is artwork for it. The poster is phenomenal. Arrgh. I don't want to give in to this. It's going to be something like Scooby-Doo. God. Folks, for the first time ever, they literally have sealed this in with real strong glue. I've got to pick some. Well, Harry Palmer at the moment, so I'm doing that. Harry Palmer. The soundtrack's rare for the Hypocrites. No, it's not rare for the Hypocrites. But $1 Billion Brain, that's a rare soundtrack as part of this MGM Treasury box set. And also on this MGM Treasury box set is the soundtrack to Lewis Collins in Who Dares Wins, or the final option as it's called on that, SAS, and you know I love that movie. Okay, I haven't seen, by the way, in case you're thinking I've seen, it's completely sealed in. Well, I'm going to put Who Dares Wins on, so I'm going with that. I'm saying that. I'm completely wrong, I know I am, but I've got to go with something. Give me a sec, folks, give me a sec, I'll find it. Ah, it'd be great if this is it. Right, I've got to rip the cellophane. This is a different company you're using now, isn't it? Because this has been sealed in a little bit more securely. Okay, folks. Uber cool hero saves the world. The film wouldn't be appreciated too much these days. Ladies, not much merch. Okay. Who Dares Wins? Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! It's Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter, one of my all-time favourite Hammer movies. You do listen. Caroline Munro. Oh my god! And there he is, Bjorn Borg. And I've got the soundtrack to it somewhere. There's that new Hammer logo. Well, it's not new, it's been going for about a decade at least, but it's great. The only man alive feared by the Walking Dead. There he is, Captain Kronos, the Royal Guard, Caroline Munro. There's his buddy, John Carson. Is it John Carson? Yeah. Grost, his assistant, his hunched, crook-backed assistant. One of the arch villains in it. Ah, that is fabulous. This, of course, was meant to be run on into a series of this character. He was meant to go on. Kronos, of course, is Greek for time, so the idea was you'd see Kronos appearing in different time periods, battling different demons and monsters, witches, werewolves, vampires in this. But the vampires in this are actually draining the life force out of people, not the blood. And it's a great movie. It's very, very comical. There's a real humorous slant to it because it's Brian Clemens who wrote it. And of course he did the New Avengers and the original Avengers, so he has a very skewed sense of humour, and it comes across brilliantly. Listen to this. Brilliant. Laurie Johnson's score. There she is. What's her name? Carla, isn't it? I think it's Carla. Yeah. She's the gypsy girl that he finds in the stocks. She, you know, you've got Caroline Munro with her head and hands through the stocks, and all they've done is just throw rotten vegetables at her. I'm afraid there'd be a few carrots sticking out of a few, I'd say, very savoury places. Oh, it's fantastic, mate. Well, you got me. You definitely got me this time. Look at the emblem as well. Well, like, how cool would that emblem be on a t-shirt or a badge or a cap, you know? And of course, with his Hussar's jacket as well. He is an uber cool character. Horst Janssen. He has got that Bjorn Borg sort of look about him. The flowing long blonde hair, the airy and good looks, you know? It's fantastic. And what you've got there's Grost. And Grost has all these his assistants, and two of them ride around the countryside, righting wrongs, fighting evil wherever they find it, and fighting bullies as well. And they know that if they put like a dead toad in a box, that when a vampire crosses its path, it's going to come back to life. So in a great little sequence, they're setting traps, little tripwires with jingle jangle bells on them, and these boxes full of dead frogs. But when they open the box again, frog jumps out. Yes, one's passed here. It's great. And you've got swashbuckling sword fights in it, in a real great rarity for a Hammer horror movie. You've got great action set pieces, thunderous score. It is scary, it's very menacing, it's inordinately creepy, but it's so clever and so downright enjoyable and very sexy as well. How could it not be with this young lady here, who is still incredibly sexy even today? I can safely say this never once entered my mind. I mean, I was thinking not horror. I'm not trying to make excuses here, because this kind of straddles a few genres. It's horror, but it's also action, it's also swashbuckling. So, you know, but it definitely wasn't on my radar at all. But he is incredibly cool. I have reviewed the movie quite in depth as well, if I remember rightly. I think so in depth it's actually 2 videos. There's John Carson, who's his old army buddy, but his name's Marcus in it, and Marcus does suffer from vampirism. He gets attacked, but it's all kind of blotted out. His memory lapses, but they realise that he's one of the vampires too. So they try to kill him, but they can't kill him. They try hanging him, they try all sorts, fire, everything, but he just won't die. In the end, they work it out. But I ain't saying too much. But let's face it, that cross, the crucifix, might have something to do with it as well. That is wonderful. And I did not see it coming. Definitely didn't see that one coming. And lest you think that this endless roller coaster ride of box art, canvas, imagery is abating, he's already warned me that there's something else going to make an arrival very soon. Steve, you have a wife, you have a family, gifts for them once in a while, but obviously keep them coming this way. Nah, Steve, mate, once again, you have played an absolute blinder, and not only that, you defeated me completely. That actually looks like a book cover, doesn't it? Like a book jacket. What Steve said is he's combined fan art. So, I mean, that is the poster emblem. That as well, I do believe. And these images, that was not the poster. So what he's done, he's cobbled together like fan art that he's seen and blended it all, and it does look fabulous. I mean, you're covering all bases there. The thundering wagon going through the woods, Kronos himself, Carla. That's just, I mean, we could have had some cleavage. But we've got some back cleavage there. Grost, Marcus, and the big bad guy, who's actually a good sword fighter as well, with his pockmarked face and all that, and the duel they have at the end. It's fantastic. It's a great movie, which I thoroughly recommend. Great soundtrack, great image. Steve, great guy, and you've done it. You've done it, mate. In fact, you led me hook, line and sinker in completely the wrong direction. I so was never going to come up with that. I think the closest they came, what would it be? Jason and the Argonauts, Sinbad, something like that. Swashbuckling, with a bit of monstrousness thrown in as well. But that's fantastic. Listen to this music, it's beautiful, isn't it? I was really hoping it wouldn't be, that it was going to be something I had the music for, otherwise I'd have gone, oh. And that it was a film that I actually did have and knew pretty well. Because although I was thinking Michael Caine before, The Ipcress File, $1 Billion Brain, Funeral in Berlin, I don't know the films too well, and I was kind of thinking, oh god, if it is, there's not much I can say about him, other than they star Michael Caine. And everybody knows that. That is great. It's just a shame that Kronos never did go on. And that's right for a remake. You know, in this day and age, film connoisseurs, collectors, enthusiasts, film buffs like us, and we certain era we grew up in, we don't like seeing our favourites getting remade because they're never going to be as good. But in some cases, there's such a great concept, such a great idea, that it's just a shame they never went on with it. And this could be remade now, very, very definitely. I mean, I don't want to say the obvious, but you could get Chris Hemsworth in his Thor wig to play him. But Kronos could go on, and it wouldn't have to be a remake of this story. Kronos' time. He could be in the Wild West. He could be in feudal Japan. It could be anywhere, anytime. Just don't make it the future. Make it historical. Be better. Who knows? I may even write my own screenplay for it. I'll just get Caroline on the phone. Are you busy, hun? Might have another part for you. Look at that. And that is great, that. I have got a t-shirt with the original poster artwork on it, just remembered, but it's not a very good transfer, so I never really wear it. But that was one of the overriding reasons why I got it, because I just love that emblem. It also looks like, you know, it could be a brand, it could be branded with it, scorched flesh with this, you know, or a tattoo, you know. Listen to this, bassoon, country bassoon, clarinet. Oh, and it just gives this bellicose sort of quality, this depth, and then you've got this playfulness. It's a wonderful, wonderful score, and a big radical departure from the typical Hammer music, which would be normally James Bernard, with its brass and strings and shrieking qualities. But this is so playful, boisterous, energetic. It's full of verve and swagger, and yet it's playful at the same time. It's just a wonderful score. Like the film itself, a radical departure from what Hammer would normally do. And of course, coming as it did in the 70s, it still wasn't enough to rescue Hammer from oblivion. Hammer were trying all these different angles, trying to compete with the independent horror movies of the States and of Italy, trying to just create something a bit more bite. But people weren't interested anymore, and no matter what Hammer did, it wasn't gonna bring in the money. It wasn't gonna win over any new fans. Such a shame, because this was ahead of its time, ahead of its Kronos, you could say. Wonderful, mate. Look at the cheesy grin. Where am I gonna put this? You know what? I am rapidly running out of space. And I'm clawing down some of my badly blue tacked up posters which adorn the halls and downstairs and upstairs, and I need to replacing them, and these are better, let's be honest. Look at that. I like as well, if you can see this sort of burnished quality going through it, and the stainage as well. Like time, it's slightly eroded. Gives it a great lived-in quality. Brilliant, brilliant, and totally got me on the back foot, and then just pushed me right over. Bravo, sir. You win this round. But next time, and there will be a next time, well, we already know there's something else being prepared even as we speak. So, folks, hope you enjoyed this trickery and deception and me making a complete tit of myself. But I have been and always shall be a Kilt-Man. And Steve, cheers mate. And I hope these companies are getting some more business, because you're seeing the quality of what comes out. And as Steve says, you just create the image and you send it on to them, and they just do the rest of it. Their magic is there, so you can create whatever image you want. That's awesome. Folks, I'm going to see you all later. In fact, very soon, because I'm going to be back later on tonight with something else.